Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment. Well, it's here from Union Fab. I have just opened up the box and I'm about to check inside for something that I've been waiting for a long time. So let's open up the box and check it out. Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment. This video is sponsored again by Union Fab. In China, the premier 3D printing company. I love very much how they printed this cartridge for me. It fits very snugly and it is of high quality inside the camera and of operation. Also, special thanks to Jenny List, the designer of the cartridge. Couldn't have done it without the tube. I am simply testing it, just like some of the other Single-8 users around the world. Okay, so far it's doing really well. Again, I enjoy and love how it fits so snugly inside the Single-8 cameras.
Union Fab is Asia's leading 3D printing manufacturing company for rapid prototyping and on-demand production parts. We operate 5 mega production plants in China. Union Fab has more than 400 industrial-grade 3D printing equipment such as SLM, SLS, MJF, FDM, DLP, PolyJet, etc. Supported by a self-developed intelligent factory digital management system, and our timely delivery rate reaches 97%. The price of our printing service is 70% lower than that of European and American competitors. At the same time, as a priority DHL UPS FedEx member, we provide a low cost for air transportation. Just a few clicks and Union Fab puts a stress-free manufacturing at your fingertips. Union Fab has a solid English-speaking customer service team which puts no language barriers between our customers and us. And of course you'll never get fired for choosing Union Fab. Visit www.unionfab.com. Click Get a Quote. Upload your 3D models. Wait 5 seconds. The inquiry process is just so fast. 90% of complex orders quote completed within 24 hours and others are quoted within 48 hours. Takes only 5 to 8 days from placing an order to getting the parts. It's that fast. Union Fab, your one-stop factory for manufacturing on demand.
Jenny List also suggests getting extra parts for the supply and take-up reels and the rollers. So here at Union Fab, what they did is I ordered 2 more and they give me an extra 1 free. That's what they've done here. And so I've got these parts, extra ones here. Okay, so let's check out the film I've got inside here. Alright. Now, again, before I do that, this is the version ISO 100. And then the last one. Okay, so got my film right here, lift up the top of the cartridge, and there you go. So you can see what I've got going on here. Alright, so what I like best about this is, one of the many things, is take a look at this on this part right here. I can either choose to use doubled up film like this, okay, or not. But at any rate, what I can do is with this part right here, where it's just got that little area right there, see that? you just slide the film into that. That's all you do. After that, it's just a matter of putting the film around through the channels, making sure the emulsion is out here, going around this roller, the first and the second roller, and just dropping that right under there. Go ahead and roll that around like that, just for good measure. That's it. Next, we'll take the lid and just put it right on top of there. That's it. So I'm testing it just like that. And it is suggested by Jenny List to spray it with on the outer side with 1 to 2 coats of flat black paint. And this is to ensure that it keeps out any light from entering the cartridge and destroying the film. Okay? So others have had success with the cartridge with no problem at all. Okay, next I've got my camera set at 18 frames per second. Okay, I'll lie this down. Open it up, and we're going to perform a cartridge test here to see how well the film will advance through the cartridge. Alright, so alright. So I've got that marking on there, just like that. Back into focus. And so if this works out, then this black mark will disappear. Alright. Cartridge. Film in between the gate and the pressure plate. Okay, the 2 spindles. Supply and take up set in there. Alright. Close it up. I'll press the shutter button, which is over here in a moment. I need you to look in this window, and you need to check and see if this roller rotates right here. Here we go. Next, 24 frames per second. Remember, watch the window right here. Next, slow motion. Again, watch the window. Okay, next, open it up. I'm going to check the cartridge and make sure that the black line has vanished, and yes, it has. There you go. It's gone. So the film advances properly through the Jenny List Single-8 new 100 ISO version 1.1 cartridge. Move this tape up here for just a moment. Very, very nice. So what I've got to do next is I do have to spray paint the outer side of it. Okay, now Union Fab did add a coat to it, but I'm going to add a coat or some more to it myself, just as a safety precaution on my side, just as far as testing goes. And we'll see how that goes out. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a cartridge test to make sure how well the film advances through the cartridge. Okay, this is test film. So I'm going to take this marker here and I'm going to put a 1 on it. Only reason I'm doing that is because I've got so many just little marks on this test film. Alright, so there it is. Now I'm going to open up the camera. This is in my Fujica ZC1000, the professional one. Open it up. Okay, I'm going to put this inside here. What I like about this cartridge, it fits really snug. And that's what I like about it. Alright, so we get this seated down really well. Take up and supply spindles right here. And the film is seated in between right here, this pressure plate. So those of you who don't know, again, the pressure plate of a Single-8 camera is right here. It's inside the camera. It has better stability. That's why a lot of us like it. And why we want to keep this format Single-8 alive. And this is what Jenny lists is make a huge leap forward. Alright, so let's close the camera up. And if this works properly, once I advance the film by pressing the shutter button, then that mark, that number 1, will vanish. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera over. I've got it set to what? 12 frames per second right here. Okay. I need you to watch again, as I said before in the first episode. Watch the window right here. I want to watch this spindle right here. Watch it turn. Okay. So that was 12. Now we're going to turn it up to 18 right here. Alright, and I'll press the shutter button where my thumb is. Watch right here where my other thumb is. What that spindle turn. There you go. Next, we're going to turn this around again to 24 frames per second. Watch right here, 24 frames per second. Turn the camera back around with my thumb over here. I'm going to press the shutter button. Same thing. Watch the window for those of you who don't know. I'll watch it spin. Okay. Now, we just got to open this up. You might see some marks on it, but the 1 should have vanished. Okay, so you got a mark right there, but the 1 has disappeared, and that's what we want. Exactly what we want right there. Focus. And also, the Jenny List Single-8 cartridge works well in sound Fujica cameras. Okay, this Fujica Single-8 is the P300, one of the more popular home use Single-8 cameras of the time. I'm going to do the same type of test. Now, this camera is one that has the slide notching indication for the exposure that will select on the back of the cartridge here. Okay, so when you put the cartridge in, that pin setting is a slide, and we'll just slide and clip right into here to detect the 100D film inside. Alright, in other words, once that cartridge is put in, this slide mechanism is going to slide down and click right into there and find the exposure of the cartridge via the film. Alright, so take the marker, mark it on here, And this time we'll mark a 2. Just like that. Focus. All right. All right. All right, I'm getting it in here. Now I'm going to make sure this is level, so I'm checking it down in here. Remember, this is version 1.1, and GeniList again does suggest that not to put anything in here to, when you're making a film test, that you're going to, you know, admire. So this is just to test the film with, and this is a test cartridge. It's what it is. However, again, as I said before, you know, Jenny has, you know, filmed some test footage, and it has came out great, and it got it in, what, 2K up on his site. So, we're checking down in here, and it has seated down just well, nice and snugly. Supply and take up. The film is in between the gate and the pressure plate here. I'm going to close it. And I'm going to have to make my own little white dot, or red dot, or whatever type of dot I want on the spindle here. But just watch it right inside as I push the film button right here, the shutter button. Here we go. Watch it spin. Alright. There we go. Let's open it up. Take a look. And there you go. It's gone. Now, for those of you who don't know, and you do have a high interest in getting this cartridge and having it printed, of course, the STL files are available on the GeniList YouTube channel. It's in a link. I'll put the link in the, the link, the video rather, inside the my video. So all you got to do is go to GeniList video, go inside there, and pull out the STL files, and you can pick whichever ISO you wish and upload that to a 3D printing company such as hopefully Union Fab in China, and they'll help you right out really quick and really smoothly. All right. So, and by the way, there is no more, for those of you who don't know, and film students, for those just starting out, there's, for many, many years, no more sound film available. You can get the sound version cameras for very inexpensively. All right. So, remove that, and for those of you interested, this camera is a Fujiga Sound Single-8 ZXM500. There's several versions of this. Okay, so here's what I mean. Once you've loaded some film in it, all right, and you have to do this in a change bag by feel, by the way, okay? And you'll get used to it. Just use a dummy roll of film, just an expired roll of film, exposed rather, okay? It goes around that roller, through this little opening. You can see right here the emulsion goes through this little channel again, around the roller, okay, up or around here. So when I say you want to advance it a bit, you can use a mini screwdriver and put your fingers here and advance it a bit, all right? Just put it in there and advance it a bit, just like that, okay? Now, you want to let go take your lid and put it on there, okay? I'll get into spray painting this flat black later and this type of thing. And lubricating your rollers. You know, that wants to be done with your safe for plastic lubricant. Alright, so put this on here. And you put that on there like that. Now when you pick this up, put your finger under here, under that roller, just like this, because you don't want the film to unravel potentially. Sometimes it'll do that. Again, I stress, this is a test model. Okay? At any rate, I enjoy this test model. Okay, so what I do is I don't let go of this. Okay, here and here, and I'm ready to go. Next, as I'm still not letting you go with this, I'm going to put this in the camera. Let me show you. Okay, so do check this out. So right here, it has a slide notching system, unlike the ZC1000, which has pins. Alright, so you have to get this notched in there. Okay, and right over here there is a, when you move this, or you put the cartridge in, it's supposed to snap in, and you'll see this move right here. Okay, let me move the camera up just like that so you can see that just over there. You see that piece? Let me see if I can hold this steady enough. See it move? Alright. So all this is going to be setting your notching. Alright. So here's what you do. You've got to get this into here. Now it's really simple. It's no really different than the original Fujichrome, but I don't let go of this right here. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm taking it, okay, and I hold it right here, just like that. When I put it on here, this thing fits on tight, this cartridge, and I like that. It's really good. And when I put this cartridge in here, inside the camera, if it doesn't fit, I take it out and I move these around. Sometimes you have the same situation with the original Fujichrome. So I put this inside the camera, okay. Don't just jam it in here. That you don't want to do. Okay? Make sure everything's flat. Down here. Okay? Remember, I say again, we're working with an experimental cartridge. Okay? So, when all this is flat, okay, the rollers are set, everything's locked in, and you can close it. Now you're ready to film. And like I've shown, everything works like that. Okay, but what I do suggest is do not take the film out until you've filmed everything, because what happens is the film can unravel. Okay, and it can, that means that I can go, the film can either advance forward or backward. Okay, so make sure you finish the entire 12 meters. One thing I would suggest, and this is just something that's happening to me, I don't know about anyone else as of yet. Once you put the cartridge inside and you close it up and you start filming, is not to remove it until the cartridge has ran out of film, until the film has came to the end of the cartridge. This is because I have noticed that in the middle, any part before the end, I've removed the cartridge that there are times that the take up and supply will loosen up and spin around, and unless you want a overlap, then that's going to cause some a bit of a dilemma right there. I noticed that you can hear it. All right, and it's probably maybe because that doesn't have that spring on top on the inside like the original Fujichrome cartridge. All right, so that could be it. But at any rate, you would generally, anyway, the majority of the time, just go ahead and leave the cartridge in here and not take it out until you've used the entire, 12 meters of film anyway. Okay, let me roll this up here because this is just old junk test film. I'm having a difficult time getting it in there because that film is bent right there. It's all that it is. It has nothing to do with the design of this thing, of this cartridge. This cartridge is really nice other than that. Okay, love it. Okay, so you want to look at the Genelist cartridge inside and the original Fujichrome cartridge inside. There you are. You can see the orientation. All right. And yeah, I'll get my pencil out of the way. The only difference is pretty much on the undercover right here of the Genelist cartridge. There is no leaf spring, unlike the Fujichrome cartridge. So I'm definitely overjoyed that Genelist has designed this new Single-8 100D version 1.1 cartridge. I can now just go ahead and take some film and load it into here, some Super 8 film, load it into here via change bag, and I'm ready to go and enjoy filming with Single-8. But like anything else, always take care of your equipment. Make sure it's clean and highly protected and respected. That way, when you protect your equipment will protect you. Happy filming, everybody. So, that's it. All you have to do is go to Union Fab on the internet, take those STL files that you've gotten from Genelist in that video, okay? I can put that in this description and just upload those and they'll ship that right to you. These guys do a really quality job. They are the premier company for 3D printing in China, and you get to see all different types of 3D printing they do, metal, all different types of stuff. All right, big quality job from Union Fab. Okay? And for more videos like these concerning the new Genelist Single-8 cartridge and great 3D printing by Union Fab, the premier 3D printing service in China, do subscribe. Until next time, later.